I am not speaking to this guy here. He just fired me for like nothing. It's crazy. You ever had a job where like someone was just like, yeah, hey, you're not employed here anymore. Get out of here. It's basically what this guy did over nothing. We'll get more into that in a second, though. Hey, everybody, welcome to GGRC. We're doing another QuickSave review here of Mika and the Witch's Mountain. This is a new release here. For those of you who haven't watched the show before, QuickSave review is basically a review of a game that I'm currently playing. You know, it's Mika today. She's a very cute witch who has the ability to fly. Though, for those of you who've seen Toy Story, if you remember the whole, like, falling with style joke, it's not so much flying, it's more falling with style. Like, as soon as you use the broom, you can see where, you know, gravity is claiming us here. So anyway, yeah, Mika is a very cute witch who does deliveries for, well, at one point was for this guy until he unceremoniously, well, it was kind of ceremoniously, he was a jerk about it in front of like the big head honcho of the town, fired us for apparently delivering a package too late. I don't know. Some of the stuff in this game is almost too cute to really care about. Part of that is the story, part of this is the dialogue. As you can see, I mean, this is a 3D platformer. It's got that cell shaded look. It looks like, for those who know, looks like the Wind Waker, you know. And I would kind of describe this game as, you know, let's call it like Kid Sister's Wind Waker, right? And I don't mean that in any way, shape, or form as an insult. I really don't. It's just that if you are a big fan of the Wind Waker's art style, you're going to love this art style. And the only big change there is that the gameplay is just, you know, it's vastly different. There's no combat. It's a cozy game. You are delivering packages, flying around. There are some little quality of life things we'll get into here. But for the most part, I mean, this is a very easy game. So you're going to sit back for a couple hours and enjoy this. Should also say up front that this game goes for about $20 right now. This game just came out this week. It is on discount on Steam for, I think it was $16.99. So you get a little bit of cash off if this looks fun to you. I have been playing this game mostly at 4K on my PC and have had no issues with it, no crashing or anything like that. I have seen other people report issues with crashing, but I will say for a PC game, the options that are available, go back into the options here, you know, they do actually have a sizable amount of options, but strangely enough, they do not actually have a way to choose your resolution, which is weird. You can put it on windowed mode and, you know, basically you just get a big old window. You can't adjust the actual resolution, which is kind of strange. So there were some complaints about that. I actually had to go into the forums to find a solution for that so I could record it at this resolution for the video. One of the other issues too is that right now I'm jumping with A. The game defaults to jumping with Y. So they have this selection here called invert jump. And when you have it at default, jump is on Y. And for me, I don't know, personally, I was just like, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But, all right, how about we jump into some deliveries here. So we have been venturing around the island. This will be great. We can go out into the water and go around this way and pick up some packages. We just got an upgraded broom. And what that broom will allow us to do is pick up more packages than we could before. Before, we couldn't pick up as many packages. You get to start with like 1, then you can pick up 2, then you can pick up 3. The game goes by super quick. I'm already on like my third broom. And you can also see in the options here that we have gone through the first delivery card, the second delivery card. This was a story beat here where we were fired. And then now we're on to the 3-star thing here. The final one, these are random pickups you'll find around the island that you could take to random people, which is kind of fun. So it looks like we're going to get one more 4-star card, and that'll be that for the game. I've seen people say the game experience is about 2 to 4 hours. A lot of people have said, you know, oh, I finished this in 2. Other people took their time a little bit more. You know, it took them 4 hours or whatever. But it does seem like there's a few achievements if you're interested in 100%ing the game, if you want to get you know, every little thing done on the island, there you do have that option. So let's jump into one of my first complaints with the game is sort of like the way the quests are structured. And I don't mean in like the way it's paced in the game. Like, I think that's fine. I think the way the quests actually show up is totally okay. It's more or less about how you find things. So I feel this game needs a little bit more in the way of accessibility and iconography for people. And with that, I mean is like just marking people out on the map. So I do like the treasure hunt aspect of this. You know, you get a map, you select. In the beginning, you just get a package, and they're like, hey, bring it to Ovel, you know, the guy you see in the picture there. And you have to just go find him based on a circle, like you'll see on the map here in the ocean there. Based on that circle, you have to go locate him. So that's totally okay. But in certain instances, you're kind of looking around like, where are these people, right? There's no marker. There's no icon above their head. There's no, there's no quest marker, nothing like that. So it's a bit interesting because games today usually have some kind of marker, right? Something. Crash plane. Watch out for that thing. So you see, yeah, we'll head out to this person. So they make it somewhat obvious because you're like, oh, this is the only guy out here. So it must be this dude, right? And yes. So he'll talk to us here. Ahoy, Mika. Get on board. Come on, hurry up, matey. The other thing I'll point out, too, is I'm not the biggest fan of Mika's sounds when she talks. Like, I don't mind the little laugh she did there, but there are some other sounds where she's talking to someone, and she'll just yell, like, hey! Like, really loud. It's a bit strange. So he says, look over there. Someone in the mountains hanging off a cliff. See, little softer reactions like that I don't mind, but there's some angry prompts that come up where she's like, hey! It's just like mixed really loud. So I was playing this last night and I almost jumped a little bit like, whoa, was not expecting that. So this lady has her parachute stuck in the tree. So this is the kind of stuff that you're dealing with. It's I would say no danger, really. It's a cozy game. But the challenge is getting yourself up to where that person is, right? And it can be easy to miss where it is. So you'll see on the map here, okay, so she has a big old icon right about there. So we got to get ourselves up there. So once you get into the flow state of this game and you start finding people, it's not hard. See, she's got the package here. Love the style and animation. Just the way they have her carry this thing is very cute, very funny. And you'll also see that the package itself has restrictions on it. You'll see in the sum up here, it has a little exclamation, like hazard mark on it. It says, do not hit. So you don't want to get this thing hit, because if you hit it 3 times, you'll have to come back and re-get the package. So that's really your big punishment. It's not a huge deal, but it can be a little annoying if you're like trying to scale up a really far way. There will be other packages too that say do not get wet, stuff like that. You can see that thing shining there. Well, actually, we could pick up a few things here, right? So we found a TV. That TV, what? See, the plane crashed in the cargo. Good thing it landed on a small island. So new delivery. So this will be one of our optional deliveries. You can see I have 2 packages now. And this will be on our optionals because we just found it. One thing I don't like about the optionals, though, is that they don't really give you any indication as to who this is for. So it'll just say, like, it's not the latest model, but that doesn't mean it's cheap. So, like, should that be going to... Like, you have to talk to people to figure out who needs a TV, right? And it's... That aspect of it is a little annoying that they don't, like, just give you a vicinity to search in to look for. I find that kind of annoying because it's like, all right, like, I have the thing. Who do I bring it to? Sometimes people will help you with it, and some people just, they don't really care. All right, so we're going to take these drafts up and see if we can make our way up. Up we go. The broom control is very strange and a little floaty, by the way. We activated that thing at one point. You can just ride through it. It gives you a burst of speed. But yeah, literally, like, consider you're falling on the broom. It just has this, like, real floaty feel to it, And I wouldn't say it's bad, but it takes a little getting used to understand, like, how it works, how it feels, All right, we're going to go back to the map. So this is one of my other picadillos with the game here is that you don't have a mini map of any kind. You always have to go back to the map to look to see where people are at. So we have got to get up way up there. So I don't even know if we can reach up there from here, but we'll give it a shot. Okay, we're up again. Oh, there we go. I actually haven't been up here yet. So I believe we just activated those those new like little portal things, you know, those whatever you want to call them, those gates. I believe we just enabled those with our broom, like our new broom. You also have these collectibles here. These collectibles, like these little statues. You collect those. Those could be used to buy new outfits, new charms, stuff like that. That is another... What is this? Solidified mint leaf? Seems like the green water of the lake crystallized it, and it seems really nice. Ice cream topping. So at least there you get a hint. Like, okay, that's going to go to the ice cream guy. So that one we can do after this one. Okay, according to the map, where are we at? We're way off the beaten path here, aren't we? We're nowhere near. But we might be able to get up there from here, so let's find out. Okay, so these activated. Up we go. Oh, I wasn't quite up there. Okay, so I think this is where we need to be. So yeah, again, this is what your gameplay will be like. You are going to be like doubling back to the map a lot to make sure you're going the right way. For me, like, it's not a huge deal, but it is just it can be a little annoying. Because it's like, it would just be nice to have a mini map or a way when you pull up the map to like add a marker. So you're like, okay, you know, am I even close? Okay, so we want to go to the left here. There she is. We found her. Ah.
Oh.
So we brought you this. I actually do have a few scratches, bruises here. Great. Thanks. So normally they'll give you like a return package or something. We'll see what happens here. So you get that one checked off. We got that one done. Is this a delivery card? Oh, does that mean there's a new delivery company in town? No. I'm just helping the villagers. It's not fair that Gref left them without a delivery person. So the card is just an old habit. So just so you know, the first two cards you actually get from the delivery office. They made those for you. This time she made it for herself because she said, well, screw the guy who fired me because I'm going to keep delivering for the people because they like me. Gosh darn it. Okay. So she's the missing courier. Okay. But she's been up in the tree all day. That sucks. See, there's that like, it's very Wind Waker like attack sound, but it came out of nowhere when I just had my volume up. There's also a loud hey, as I mentioned, which is just like, woof. All right, so there's a lot of talking. Usually I am not reading these because they don't do a whole lot for me. But at least they give you the story here. Like, that's where the plane came from. Parachuted out, fell into the tree. But there's times where they're talking, I just feel like there's just too much dialogue. Like, I don't really need all of this, right? Pending deliveries on the seaplane's cargo. I'll give you the key. Okay, so we're going to go to the plane and get some more packages. There's the key. You can take a sponge and wet it by dipping it in the water. Flying the sponge over a fire will... Okay, so this is a new thing. Where do we get a sponge, though? So one of the other things, too, with the game is that, like, because there's no markers, because there's no, you know, quest markers or icons or anything like that, a lot of times they'll just tell you, like, the name of the person, and they'll say, hey, you need to go talk to so-and-so. And I'll be like, I don't know who that is at all. What do you mean, who is that? Right? When they mention the ice cream, I'm like, okay, good. Yeah, ice cream. The ice cream guy. Yeah, got it. Gotta go talk to... That's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna go turn the ice cream thing. But there's other times where they'll mention a character by name, and I'm like, I don't know who that is. So I feel like in that instance, it would be really good to like have some sort of a, you know, a townspeople library, some kind of a book, a townspeople database, we'll say, some kind of a book or a page where you could go to it and say like, okay, who is that person? Oh, right, it was the guy who, you know, lives on the shore. Gotcha. Okay, yep, I'll head over there. Just to trigger some kind of like reminder, right? When you just use a name, I don't think the characters in this game stand out enough for me to remember them by name, especially because they have no spoken dialogue whatsoever. They just do the old school, ah, oh, ee. Like this guy you're going to remember because he's the only alien on the island and he serves ice cream. Like, he has a very specific job and he has a very specific look, right? All right, so we're going to give him the mint ice cream thing. She's telling him, like, you know, this will be really good. Funky ingredient. Yep, very good. Delicious. Uh-huh. Mint crystal topping. There you go. But you only get to use it once, right? All right, so there we go. Turn that in. So one of the other things, too, with this game is that, like, there isn't a lot of celebratory feedback for turning in a package. Like when you finish a package, like you get a stamp and a little thing, but there should be like a much bigger like you know, something like, you know, even in Zelda when you open a chest there's a bit more like, if it's a little chest you get a little jingle, but like when you get like a nice chest and they play that, like there's something so satisfying about that, and that wasn't even defeating a boss or anything. So, you know, when you find a thing or do a delivery in this, I really feel like they should celebrate it a bit more. It feels very like, yeah, you did your job. Okay, head to the next one. We crossed it off your card. All right, see you on the next one. That's kind of how it feels sometimes. We're gonna head over to the plane where we left off here and see what we can do. Hopefully we don't get burned up in the process here. Okay, so we got the key. All right, so we needed a sponge though. So let's check our... I'll look for any Montgone peeps who might be in need of a hand or two. That's the current goal. But she said that I need to get a sponge. So now if I were to go back up to her though to figure out kind of like what she was talking about as far as like getting a sponge or whatever, she wouldn't have extra dialogue for me. When you talk to the characters, they don't have context-sensitive dialogue, so right now I'm kind of like, I don't know where to go. Maybe I should have been reading. I don't know. But even so, there should be a little bit, like, this is one of the things in the game. Just a little bit more guidance. Like I said, I do like the hide-and-seek approach. I think it's fun, like, giving you a general area of where to go. Let's see, we have... See, it doesn't even say anything about a sponge here, does it? Hope he does, but first I have to put out the seaplane fire near the lower... The lower what? Okay. Alright. I have to put it out near the lower. But yeah, so you'll run up to people that you don't have anything to talk to. They'll just say like some little like blurb like this. They don't really help you with like where to go, where to get a sponge or whatever. Let's go back to town real quick. See if we can find this sponge. So yeah, overall verdict though, like, I think this is a fun game. I love the look of it. I think that this game was kickstarted, so it was probably sold on the look. That's probably what people kickstarted it for. The game itself is not bad. It needs a little bit more TLC to kind of like push it where it needs to go, right? But if you are a fan of games, say like A Short Hike, or let's say Gator, what is it, Gator Game? Is that what it's called? Like, I played that one too. This feels very much like that. Like, you just gotta kind of, you know, absorb everything for a few hours, absorb the town, the people, and everything like that. And it's just a fun, like, sit back, relax kind of game, you know. This watch has an inscription. Life is like a train track full of possibilities and destinations. Do we feel like that is a good enough clue to find who owns the watch? Well, we do know that there is a train station, so maybe the train station? Okay, maybe that person? this guy? It did say something about a train, didn't it? It looks like an important gift for someone who loves trains. Okay, so here's the train station. There's nobody here. Up. There you go. With the broom, you can kind of do this weird little like jump bounce thing. So if you're gliding along the ground here, you can actually do a little jump, which is helpful in some situations. We are going to head up. Oh, the train conductor, maybe? I forgot she was stranded out here. There we go. So we solved another one. Good. So a lot of this is deducing things for yourself, which is fine. But I think for smaller children and people who don't play games as much, if they find this cute, they want to play it, I think that they're going to get lost a lot. So something to consider here. I need to find a sponge, but I'm going to do that in my own time here, guys. I think this gives you a really good look at the game. Like I said, I'm enjoying it. It just needs some accessibility updates, you know, some quality of life updates, and I think this would be like a perfect, fun little, like, afternoon or you know, couple sitting game to play, because it is very cute. I really think that this would be a good game for kids because, you know, there's no death, there's no huge crazy challenge or anything like that. So I think it's a good first timer style game. And of course, you get to fly around and hit things like this, or you know, hit the little wind pads and stuff like that, which is fun. There's, you know, good, like I said, going to be some challenge with finding things. There's a little challenge with understanding how the floaty broom works. I could definitely see kids getting frustrated trying to, in the beginning, like, navigate their way around, and if they were like, oh, I want to get up on the, you know, the cliff there, and they can't quite hit, you know, this perfectly or something, maybe they're just not doing it correctly. I could see frustration hitting there. But you know, as a father to a 5-year-old, I could also see my son grabbing this and moving the witch around on the broom and just having a really fun time playing as the witch riding around. You know what I'm saying? So it's sort of the catch-22, right? But for those who are looking for the game experience, that you know, that's kind of my feedback on it. But yeah, I think it's cool. It's a fun little game. If this looks fun to you, I recommend checking it out. I'm sure the team will, you know, put some updates and time into this game and make it what it needs to be. They seem like they have created a good experience here, so no reason not to think that, right? But yeah, there you go. Mika and the Witch's Mountain. Check it out on Steam today. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.